thank you. And I have been waiting for you, and you probably have been waiting for Annie Rose, and I am Warren Freiberg. And as you probably are aware, Annie is a little under the weather. She's had a little rough time in the hospital, out of the hospital, and Sunday night she said, Warren, you have been delegated to do the program on Tuesday and, of course, on Friday. So here I am, and Annie, I know, psychically, I know you are getting well. Now, let me make a prediction before we go any further. Annie Rose is going to be back in this seat next week. That's my prediction. That's my ESP. Now, as far as ESP is concerned, and an excellent astrologer, tarot card reader, in fact, a lovely woman is my guest this week, Gwen Pippin from Chicago. We had a delightful time. In fact, the last time I was on the program, you were here, right, going back a couple of months. And Gwen, it is so nice to see you this afternoon.
Good to be with you, too.
We're going to do marvelous things today,
yes,
right?
Let's do.
In fact, this is something. This is heavy. This is heavier than I thought. We're going to tell you about this, what it is, what it can do, talk to you in the audience, talk to you on the telephone, all of that straight ahead on Annie Rose's Psychic World Show. I'm Warren Freiberg. Don't go away. We'll be right back. You know, Gwen, I just thought of that while we were watching that promo for wrestling.
Yes.
I don't know. How many professional wrestlers have astrologers?
I think if they're smart, all of them do.
Do they really? I mean, you're just saying that because I just thought of that when that was on.
I really don't know for a fact. I'm sure some of them do because most of them are fairly intelligent people and are real concerned about their futures. And
do you know who I know?
Who do you know?
Are you ready for this?
Yes, I want to know.
Up until last week, I didn't know. I know the manager of the Powerful Women of Wrestling. Are you familiar with that one? It's on one of the cable channels. The women wrestle, and this is this is something really big.
Yeah.
And the manager was telling me that this one wrestler whose name is Gwen, is that a name?
Gwen?
Gwen, she's a good girl. Gwen is a good girl. She was going to be on my radio program, and then they canceled at the last moment, so I didn't promote it. But I'm told that Gwen will not go into the ring, this is true, without a psychic, not an astrologer, but she wants a psychic to tell her whether it's a good day to go into the ring.
Well, that doesn't surprise me, not at all. And in fact, I know the rumors have it there's a very famous restaurateur in Chicago. He has about 30 restaurants, and his name is Rich Melman. I've worked with him in the past.
That's specific. Yeah.
The rumor is that he doesn't make a decision without checking his astrologer also. That's the rumor.
And he still got involved with Steve Dahl.
Right?
He still did that.
He still does. He gets involved with the lot. I'm sure he checked his astrologer before he did that, too.
Okay. Let me go back to this, because I was amazed. I was just
yeah.
I was going to pick up one hand and show it to the audience all of a sudden. This is heavy. This is what, about 5 to 6 pounds?
Yeah, at least that. This is
maybe more.
This is a big crystal. It's a giant crystal, and I'm going to hold it flat right here. Got it. This is how it broke away from the mother load from the bed. And normally we wear little ones like this size right here, but this is the big one. And
this is a mama crystal.
This is you're not too far off. That's right. It's a power crystal. It's very strong. I keep this in my house. I keep it in the window ledge. I keep it charged. I want good vibes. I want my house alive, and I want it living, and I want it full of light and hope and possibilities. And these crystals trap an energy. This is frozen light. People used to think it was like frozen water, but we know it to be frozen light. It's light, stopped light. And there's an energy circuit that comes through the tip right here. It just sort of spirals out. And if you can trap that, as some of our scientists do for digital chips and in computers, and we use a lot of crystal, that energy is available to us in mechanics and in science, as well as in the science of our own mind and our own body. A crystal will vibrate at the same rate of this energy source that it's next to. So I, as an energy source, this crystal is going to vibrate in harmony with me, and it's going to infuse into me all the light and the possibilities that it has. It will vibrate with me, and especially if I focus on it and concentrate with it, then this will aid me, especially in my thought process, because thoughts are real things. They are vibrations, and they're real things. They go places.
Will that do that only for Gwen Pippin, or if I'm around it long enough, will it do it for Warren Freiberg?
It will do it for you, too. Now, I've kept this with me, so the vibes are really working with me. I charge it every so often. You can charge it by running it under water, running water, or putting in the salt, or just in the sunshine is a way to charge it. But it's with me. It's been with me for a long time. So it will work with me, and it will work with you.
How does it work with salt? By the way, there was a woman back there who said she is very familiar with that. She charges everything to her husband.
To her husband?
Right, that's something different.
That was a good one, Warren.
Now, okay, how does that work with salt? You said it also works charging with salt?
Right. Salt will help purify it. Salt are also tiny little crystals, and they will work. And when the crystal can get somewhat depleted, like an energy source, it will be depleted. And one of the ways of charging it is to set it in a bowl of salt. You can cover it over or set it inside, and the salt will recharge the crystal. It's just a matter of kind of lighting it up again and just giving it a life. It can get kind of limp, you know, like a hair can get. You brush it up and it's all fluffed out. And so the crystal, I'm being real simplistic here, but the crystal will recharge in pure salt, sea salt or pure salt. Some people will say blessed salt as well.
Do you really feel better after that's been in your home for a day?
Yes, and I tell you, it's not something that you can measure so much in a day. When I started working with crystals, there was such a change in my life. So many different things started happening that working with stones and crystals and with the possibility of allowing magic to happen with you, or possibilities, let's use the word possibilities, makes a big difference in the long run. Perhaps, yes, in a day, but it feels more like a matter of
All right,
time.
takes time. All right, what change? What change do you attribute to the crystal? Let's pinpoint it.
Okay.
What change? At least one.
Yes. There's a change. The change comes from the inside, from the inner changes. We're talking about when things want to happen in your life, it has to change first inside before it can manifest physically. So one of the things that's happening is suddenly I'm on the radio all the time. I'm an entertainer, I play the piano, I sing, but all of a sudden, one of the vibrations that I know is available to me from my astrology chart.
That's terrible.
What?
You make, believe me, take my word for it, you make no money on the radio. Anybody who's on the radio, the whole studio full of people on radio and TV will tell you they make no money from this.
Well, to me, it's a lot of fun. I enjoy it. I'm going to get to be with Warren on his show one day.
That's right, on April
14th, right?
April 14th, a Thursday on W Joy, 104 on the FM dial at 8:30 in the morning.
And this is fun for me. This is fun for me to be able to talk to people about something that excites me, and I'm excited that other people get excited about their life again. It's a kind of a ministry per se, or just a way of spreading some kind of hope.
You're a communicator.
Yep, that's it. I'm a communicator, and this gives me the chance to be the communicator, and it helped to bring about the inner changes that had to make the outer changes happen to make it available for me.
Now, I have had some people tell me that with crystals, I have not done a radio program on this, so I'm going to have to do that one of these days, maybe we'll do it with Gwen, but that they're a bit of, you mentioned the word communicator,
Yeah.
They're like radios, in a sense, they're radios that you can, other people feel good around you, and you feel good around them. You pick up things from other people.
Yes. Oh, you're more receptive, definitely, to any kind of a wave, any kind of a vibration. So people will have feelings about them. You'll sense them, as well as thoughts. As well as the thoughts. You'll be more receptive to them because that makes you more receptive. It sort of charges up your receptors. You get a clear signal, like a radio, a nice clear radio. Exactly right.
We're going to talk about that. We're going to go into the audience, take the telephone call. All that is straight ahead on Annie Rose's Psychic World program. Today, Gwen Pippin, and don't go away. We'll be right back. Well, we don't have a makeup person here, but the audience provides the makeup. Isn't that nice,
That's
Sarah?
wonderful. Very, very nice.
That is
Thank
very
you.
nice. Let me go back to that, because you were saying something when we were off the air that I thought was very interesting about, you suggested putting the crystal in water, immersing that in water, and you said you know what she's talking about.
Right, exactly. There are a lot of ways to deal with your crystals. That's one
Get a
suggestion.
pail for this thing. We'll just stick it right in.
Stick it in a bucket or a bowl, right. If you feel like you're having dreams, bad dreams, or if you're feeling if you have a lot of negative vibrations around you, if there are problems in your family, or if you feel like someone has suddenly become angry with you or upset, and those vibrations are very real things. When you go to bed at night, it's suggested that you just put some fresh water on the bedstand next to you while you sleep and put a crystal in it, especially an amethyst crystal is very good, and that helps protect you. Those things intercede for you. They absorb the negative vibrations so that they don't disturb you in your sleep, or that they don't really sit too long in your field. You don't want that around you because then it starts to draw your vibration down too. So the water is a very healing effect. Just put a glass of water on the bedstand next to you and that will help you at night.
Gwen, we have some people who want to talk. You know,
Yeah.
Gwen is a tarot card reader, and I'm told you right there in that,
Right
that
there.
purse. Everything that you have is heavy. It's sort of a gold purse, and I assume the cards are in here.
Yep, they're
or
in
something
there.
alive is in there. It shakes
Yeah.
out. The cards are in here, and we've got somebody on the telephone who's been waiting to talk to you, and I'm told that is Jean. Jean, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Hello, Jean. How are you this afternoon?
Oh, pretty good.
You want to talk to Gwen Pippin?
Yeah, I have a question. We're currently purchasing a house. They keep telling us anytime we're going to be closing on it. But the tension has put a rift between me, my husband and myself. I was wondering if you see that rift, going back together where everything starts smoothing out. Are we ever going to get in this house?
That's a good question. Will you give me your sign, your birthday and month, please?
August 24th.
August 24. Okay. You're an early Virgo, and I want you to know that the Virgos are going to have the best year of all the signs in the zodiac.
You've got strange things in there.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah, okay, answer her question.
Okay, for you Virgos out there, and let me just also explain that all the earth signs, which are Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, here we go. You're going to have a real good year, and the Virgos are going to have an excellent year. And it's going to start happening for you right away. As far as the planets, the way the planets are positioned, give yourself about 2 weeks, and you're going to find things are going to run very smoothly for you. This is a very good time to sell a house. Land and agriculture and have anything to do with construction is going to do very, very well this year. But let me just check your cards, and this will give us a little bit of a little more of a specific view. The astrology gives me a real nice overview of what's going on, and the tarot gives us a day-to-day look at what's happening. So you're wondering
Cut those
about...
like a dealer.
Yes, well, in tarot, you're supposed to just go ahead and cut them, and they may fly all over the place, and that's the way it's supposed to be. Sometimes it's a nice, easy cut. Sometimes it's a real floppy one, but that's the way it's intended. And we're going to just take a real quick look for you. I'm going to spread them out like I do when I'm on the radio and just draw some cards real fast. You may not get to see them, but I'll just tell you quickly. You're concerned about selling a house, and boy, did you get a good card. If this can be looked at, this is the victory card. And we may not be able to see this, but it's a picture of a man marching into the city as if he's being hailed, like Hail Caesar. And this means that there's going to be something that you're going to do.
Or that one? Okay, this is the victory card, one way or another.
We're going to see if we can't get it on there for you. But that is see that? He's marching into the city, a man on the horse, and everybody's hailing him, Hail Caesar. That is a guarantee of something that's going to happen for you that you are going to definitely be a winner for. So I'm going to assume that is going to have something to do with the house for you. I'm going to leave this right here. I'm pulling some more cards just to make sure. I don't see that you're going to have to, you and your husband are going through some individual situations. I don't know that the two of you are going to have to pull apart. I feel like this is going to resolve itself. Both of you were going through some individual growing and some testing times, and there was a lot of tension, and oftentimes it feels like a marriage where really it's more something inside of ourselves. And I see that both of you were a little bit, let's say, out of phase within your own selves, so it looked like the couple. But actually I see that it should go very well for the two of you. And also I feel that the house is... The situation with the house is going to go pretty well, but I don't know that you're going to want to sell it right away yet. You're going to be doing
We're purchasing it.
Pardon me?
We're purchasing it. We're looking to buy it.
Oh, you're looking to buy it. Oh, very good.
Okay,
Thank
sorry.
you. Thank you for clarifying that. Let's take a look to see if we're buying it here for you. That should go real well for you, actually. You're going to have luck with the house that you're going to buy. Also, you should hear some kind of good news within the next, I'd like to say 4 days, but give it 5 to 8 days. If not this week, at least by the next week. And also, I want you to know that when you move, this is going to take you into a neighborhood of people you're going to truly love, very optimistic and caring people, the kind that are supportive. They're like you, they're like-minded, and you're going to be able to learn a lot from them. So that will go very well for you. The money should be all right, not to worry on that. You're going to find a broker, a land person, or a real estate person who's going to help you and work with you. The money may not be a whole, you may not have lots of extra, but it is going to be enough. You're going to be able to manage it.
There's going to be success then.
I see this as the victory card. That's why I say yes,
Jean,
success.
I thank you very much. Now,
Thank you.
You're
all right.
welcome.
If you want to get through on that telephone line, which of course the Indiana number is 887-3031, and we'll take calls with Gwen. Have a specific question in mind when you call. Also talk to the people in the audience. And by the way, I am so happy to mention this because when Gwen, you must have been 6 years of age when I first knew your mother.
That may be.
Marlena the Rock Lady. For some of my long-time listeners and viewers might recall, Marlena the Rock Lady and the Reverend Jim. They were on my TV shows, on radio programs going back to when you were about 6 years old.
About 6 years old, right.
Maybe 7 at the very most, right?
Or, yeah, that.
They're doing the psychic fairs. They're doing
Yeah.
some in this area, coming up on when? May 19th, right?
March 19th.
I'm sorry,
That's
March
okay.
19th. All right, this a lot sooner. All right, March 19th. They're right around the
19th,
corner. The 19th and the 20th.
Right.
And where is that going to be?
That's going to be in Hammond at the Days Inn on Calumet. It's real easy to find. It's just off the Skyway area there. It's easy as pie to find. We're going to be there both days from 10 to 7, and we'll have a lot of psychics. We're going to have some special guest psychics from other parts of the country as well as our own particular group, and we will have Darlene Enber's books. She has the Astrology Center in Hammond. She'll have her books there. We'll have jewelry and crystals, New Age stones crystals, and again, a huge variety of psychics to choose from, palmists and tarot readers and astrologers, and it's a real fun day. There'll be lectures and impressions throughout the day. It's a fun way to spend a Saturday or a Sunday.
And by the way, Darlene is one of my sponsors on our Friday afternoon psychic radio
Wonderful.
program. And Bill Monroe, who is an excellent astrologer, is going to be a guest on the program a week from Friday, which is at WCGO 1600 on the AM dial from 2 in the afternoon to 10 until 3 o'clock. Bill Monroe, coming up a week from Friday, you'll want to talk to him on the Warren Freiberg Psychic Show, 1600 AM on WCGO. Now, let me go back to this, and if you want to call again, it's 887-3031. But I've got to look into this for just one moment.
Okay.
Were you always a fantasy reader when you were a kid?
Yes. Oh, yes. That's all I ever read.
This probably is not the same thing, but did anybody here ever read, you know who W.W. Jacob was? Science fiction fantasy writer. He wrote a classic called The Monkey's Paw. Do you ever hear of The Monkey's Paw? It was a mummified monkey's hand, or paw, a monkey's paw, and you got whatever you would wish for. But the problem is you have to be very careful as to what you wish for. You know, like the old Greek saying,
right.
You get what you wish for, and sometimes you don't want it after you get. Now, I just see it. This looks like the monkey's paw. Can I reach into this?
Sure, go right ahead.
What is it? All right, it's not the monkey's paw. You can tell me what it is. All right.
It's a little Buddha.
Okay, all right. I tell you, we'll tell you exactly what you do with that. We'll go into the audience. We're going to have fun here. It's a good show today.
Yeah, I like
Gwen
it.
Pippin. We'll be right back after this word. Don't go away. So it's not a monkey's paw. This is a Buddha, right?
Buddha, right.
You have strange things in this purse.
Yes, I do. Wait till you see what else I've got in there. It's not so strange. You'll like
Oh,
it.
I don't know. Yeah, I was gonna... Okay, what is the Buddha for?
The Buddha's for luck. Buddha always wishes luck and happiness in the Hindu, some of the ancient Eastern religions. And this is carved from yellow jade. And jade is a very strong stone. It holds the most love of all the stones.
This is good luck?
Yes, and also the yellow refers to wealth because yellow is like gold. It's yellow. It draws more of the same. And it's also a healing color. Yellow heals. It heals the heart center.
Yeah, I found out something just about 2 weeks ago. You talk about, having a cycle, you're drawn to certain things, you must be drawn to Buddhas all of a sudden. I talked about 3 weeks ago to a writer, Tom Valentine, who's written a lot of books, has done national articles and so on. But he knows Doris Duke. In fact, he's written a book about Doris Duke, who's one of the wealthiest women in the world.
Okay.
She owns Buddha's tomb on her farm. She supposedly has that, which is priceless to people who believe in the Buddhist religion. But all of a sudden, I've got them sitting here with you, Buddha, talking about Buddha on the radio. And apparently, Buddhas are very much in fashion.
Very much, and maybe something to learn from them.
What else is in there?
Okay, you pick something. What do you see? What attracts you?
I'll tell you what I'm attracted to.
Yes.
But I suppose because it's the biggest, but it's a heart.
Yeah.
Heart is romantic.
I
right?
love it. Heart's love.
And it's yellow. It's very pretty.
Yeah. It's yellow jade again. It's in the shape of a heart. And again, it's the stone that holds the most love, and I'm looking for that one love like everybody else is, and so I've got that with me. I'm drawing it to me. I'm working on it. Me and my crystals.
No, wait, you mean to tell me that eventually you're going to find a single man who is attracted to you because you carry this yellow heart?
Part of the reason. I'm hoping there'll be reasons inside of me, too, that he'll be drawn to me.
Yeah, I was going to say attracted for other reasons besides you got a yellow heart.
I also have with me a crystal terminator. This I made myself, and the stone on top is carnelian. And the carnelian is associated with the sign Scorpio, and the Scorpio energy is also it's a very magnetic energy. Some people would say it's a sexy sign, but it's really more the magnetic energy. And this also is to draw a good man, not just a man, but a good man. So I've got this around me. Here we're holding it still. Yeah, I've been waving it.
Yeah, what'll this draw to you, though?
That will draw love. Lots and lots
that's
and
love.
lots
And that's
of love.
for the good man. It's
and
got to be a good man.
This is a good man. And this particular stone, it's a little hard to see. If you look carefully, there's a little, seems like a line down the center. That's actually a clear portion of the stone, and light can come through that. And of course, I want someone who's interested in things of the light. And so that's there. This piece I made myself. I'm going to see if I can't hold it for you. I have a smoky quartz terminator on the bottom, and I soldered the silver myself and ground the stone, put the pieces together. And these are two energies that are very important, especially for me. I have a lot of Scorpio in my sign, and the smoky quartz crystal, see that? That is also has to do with the sign of Scorpio. And we'll also have a lot of these things at the show.
I'm checking. I think it looks like the Home Shopping Network, right? No, you've got Channel 33. This is not the Home Shopping Network. But okay, I know you're a singer by profession.
Yes.
So a lot of men are around you every night.
Yes.
All right, now, I would imagine for an attractive lady like yourself, it's not so much a matter of drawing one man to you. It's a matter of keeping some of those other guys away from you who you don't want.
Exactly, because a lot of them are married, and a lot of them don't have the same interests as myself. And I guess I'm particular, I have a pretty focused view of what interests me and what's important to me, and I need someone that will harmonize with that. I don't want to have to train someone. I want someone who's his own man, and who fits. And my astrologer says this is the year, and so I'm being ready. Yes.
All right. Will somebody who is an astrologer, a tarot card reader, will you know him when he comes around?
I hope so. That's one of the reasons that I'm learning to read the signs. The soul speaks to us through symbols, and I don't want to miss a single jot or tittle. I want every signal. I want to know for sure. I don't want to be fooled anymore. I've had a couple of bad experiences, and I want to know for sure. So that's one of the reasons I'm learning to follow and to read my own intuitive flashes.
All right, now,
That's
if
why
you
I'm here.
want your tarot cards read, we're going to go to Laura. And Laura, I knew your song very well. Laura,
Yes.
how are you this afternoon?
Real good. I just want to know, I want to ask her, what do you see for me and my soulmate?
And your soulmate. Have you met your soulmate yet?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
I'm very happy, but he's got his life and I have mine now. And I just want
No,
to...
did you say life or wife?
I think you did say life, right?
Right.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
What are your signs, yours and his?
Okay, my birth date is 5/12/58. I'm
5/12.
Taurus and he's Leo.
Okay, Taurus is going to have a very, very good year. Excellent year. Jupiter has moved into Taurus today. Venus has been there a couple of days, and we're going to start looking for some real nice vibes happening to Taurans. And of course, that's where the Virgos and the Capricorns are going to benefit, because that makes a nice aspect. All the earth signs harmonize with each other. The Leo is, your Leo, when is his birthday?
8/1/58.
Okay. He had a lot of really nice vibrations zapped his way last year when all of those planets were in all the fire signs. If you heard about the harmonic convergence, that was a very real thing. The planets were in a wonderful aspect with each other for all the fire signs, but especially for Leos. Now, the Leos just didn't get to see as much of it last year. They'll get to see more of it this year, and there's going to be an inner growth for him that will show up, and for the most part, he's going to be experiencing the fun stuff is going to be in the love department. He may get some challenges to what he considers sacred, and sometimes money is involved. So he may find that he might have a little bit of a money situation. Now, that's where the stars are. To the cards, let's see what it looks like for you in the cards. He may have a little bit of a situation coming up where he's dealing with his own sense of self-worth and where he may feel a little bit uncomfortable. It doesn't feel like it's going to affect you. It's going to be mostly him. He will need a little bit of energy, some of your extra energy. You are going to have a very major career opportunity happening for you. You're going to have some kind of a news, some kind of offer for a possibility that may involve a bit of a move. Not necessarily a residential move. It can be a work situation where you may take on a different place. I don't see any reason for you to have to worry for him or for the two of you, say, together. That feels like it's going to be all right. He will have his own emotional situations and will need to borrow, again, some of your strength. The forward motion is going to work for you. Right now, you're going to go maybe a little forward, a little faster than he will, and there may be a little of that. Don't hold your own progress back, thinking that perhaps you don't want him to feel like he's being slighted. He is learning a lot at an inner level, and perhaps by his birthday, I get a very strong sense of things smoothing for him. The money will not be as much fun for him this year as he would like, although it's not going to be bad. The huge abundance that he would like to have perhaps is not available, but he will have some. The promise of money around with some hard work, but it will be there. But the inner changes and in the area of love is going to be very strong, and part of that has to do also the lessons that he's learning about his sense of self-worth. He may feel a little uncomfortable, but then he's going to come to a realization to be able to read how much love he has.
All right.
And then there's just one more thing here.
One more look.
June, July, something big for him in the money situation. Career, let's say career situation, a very strong possibility around June, within the time of Cancer, which should be right before his birthday. There's going to be a big break for him. He'll just have a few months of a little bit of an itch. You know, those are conflicts
little
and
itch.
lessons,
Okay.
interesting
Laura,
lessons.
Laura, thank you. Thank you. Laura. See, stepping over there, he tells me I've got to take a break, and we'll be right back with Gwen, and we'll go to the audience. Don't go away. I always dreamt about being on TV, and you said, no, not really. But that's all right. Here you are. I said, come up anyway. Like the old Aragon, I just kind of reached out and get you.
Yes.
And you are, sweetheart, your name?
Susan Del Piore.
Susan?
Yes, sir.
And you're from?
Valparaiso.
Had to think for a second.
No, I didn't.
No.
Well, because I originally lived in Chicago.
Oh, and you got all the way out to Porter County, right?
Yes.
How do you like Valpo? Isn't it a nice community?
Well, it's nice. Yes, it is.
It's not Chicago, but it's a nice community.
Yes, it
Thank
is.
goodness. There are people in Porter County saying, thank goodness it's not Chicago. All right. Now, would you like to talk to Gwen Pippin?
Yes.
All right.
I'd like to ask her a question.
Okay.
How much longer is the case that I'm going through going to go on?
Let's take a look. Let's take a peek here and see. I see some very nice things happening for you, and I see some kind of resolution later in the year, like between the Thanksgiving and Christmas situation. Big celebrating time for you. I feel like the pressure is going to be lifting, the personality pressure, you know, especially someone's trying to do you in feeling. And your lucky stars around you. I see that happening around December 15th-ish, somewhere around in there, December 15th, where the actual celebration is happening. That's what this card is telling me. If you can see it from where you are, it's lots of dancing and celebrating and happy times.
Oh.
Plus, there's going to be a
when's that going to be for?
I would say in the time of Sagittarius, which is around mid-Sagittarius, December 10, December 15th.
Right.
You should be celebrating at that
makes
point.
sense to you.
Yes, yes,
Big.
it does.
It looks very good for you. Looks very good.
Okay.
It does. Thank you
Okay,
very
thank
much.
you.
Yeah,
very
you're
much.
very welcome.
Oh, you are all ready for color television. Come on, that's all right. Oh, I like that. Purple and that's pink?
It's a very psychic color, yes, combination. She's all set.
And wait, first name, wait, your name?
Livia.
Livia,
Livia?
beautiful
Yes.
name.
Okay.
Livia. I want to know about my son. He's going on job interviews.
Okay, and what's his sign?
September 10th, he's Virgo.
Virgo, he has very good vibrations as far as the planets are concerned for him. Oh, you don't worry for him, not one bit. He's going to be working, and not only will he be working, he'll probably have 2 jobs. Does he have 2 right now?
No, well,
Okay.
sort of. He's going to school plus has a job.
Okay, yeah, that would certainly show up that way. He will be fine in the work situation. He will have the double type of a schedule. I do feel, though, still that he will have a couple of opportunities to work. Also, he has here, he's got himself a lovely little lady. Has he told you about her yet?
No, he just met somebody the other day.
Oh,
It's
he
an
just
opportunity.
met a young lady.
It's an opportunity that he may call you up and say, whoa, I really do like this girl. We've been seeing each other quite a bit, and it looks really quite nice. I don't know how far it will go into the commitment or so, but he should be happy in the love department. So he will have plenty of work and love, so that schedule's going to load up. Also, some real
Okay.
good study opportunities happening for him. Something really
Thank
interesting
you.
coming up.
Okay, thank you. The one man, I feel anytime a man makes it here, really, on Annie's program, usually it is women, and here's a gentleman, he's made it here. I assume you're a gentleman, right? There you are. You look like a gentleman.
I get to enjoy it.
Oh, this is it?
This is it.
This is how you're spending your day off.
Right here.
Do you realize how many men there are around here who are saying that if they could spend their day off anyway, it would not be here? Yeah, okay. What's your name?
Craig.
Craig?
Yes.
And you're from?
Maryville.
Oh, right around. Okay, so you are right here. Okay.
right here.
All right, Gwen, this is
Leo.
great.
Yes, you're Leo. Are you in show
Well,
business?
just a little
Excuse
closer.
me?
Are you in show business, music?
I DJ acoustics. I do all sorts of stuff.
You have the PV cap on. I recognize
Yes.
PV as some of the fine electrical equipment in the music business. I was not being psychic in that particular instance. I was curious. Okay.
No, I was going to give you credit. I didn't know that. That's fantastic.
I cannot tell a lie. I must be as honest as I can.
It's been a real topsy-turvy year.
When is your
From
birthday? Your birthday and month?
July 28th.
July 28th. That's early, Leo.
Yes, real early.
Okay.
Just what's happening?
Okay, let's take a
What's
peek.
happening?
Let's find
You're
out.
asking her what's happening with you.
Yeah.
I like to know myself. I really
Yeah.
would.
Well, you do. You have. You have a lot of vibrations around you happening in your career, and I do feel that a lot of things are going to happen, like little bumps and stumbles. You may stumble along here and there to make a change for you because there's something new happening. It feels high tech. It feels new age. Like the synthesizers, like the computer energy. I feel like you're going to be doing 2 different types of work for a while.
Which I am doing now.
Which you are doing now. Very good. And you will find a certain resolution. I don't find a lot of money in it for a while. This is an exploration year, not for a long, long time. Love also, I'm afraid to say, is not going to be as wonderful as you would like it. Although basically in happiness, home will be fine, and you'll find a certain center for yourself. These changes going on, and when we change, we can't. It's hard to lock into something because we just really don't know what signals to send out for the cosmos to give to us. Let me find a resolution time for you. You will find things much smoother for you in about 8 weeks. You will have one of your work situations will be very comfortable and long-term, although it's still not quite the one.
Gwen, which is the resolution card? You said there was a card that this is going to resolve things. Which card is that?
I'm talking about this one right here.
That
This
looks
one,
dangerous.
Yes, it does look a little scary. It's a picture of a woman tied up with swords all around her, but that message with that card also means that it's not much longer in this feeling of not being able to resolve or to get around or to go or go
That's what
forwards or
it's
backwards.
like everything I just start and just I stop.
Stop, exactly. And it's part of the growing process, and you do that to yourself, the higher self, on purpose, so that you can't get too locked into an area where it isn't going to serve to your future.
Right.
But it's not much longer. You're going to get an 8-week break and something for you in your career that would be very solid and happy, where you know there's going to be a future for you. And then again, October is a very strong time. So try to, what I would recommend is find your happiness for yourself. It's not going to come in some of the areas you would like for a while.
Right.
8 weeks in your career. And then you will find a settling around the time of October, past your birthday, the time of Libra. And at that point, you will get to where it is you can say, I know what's going on now. I finally figured it out. But you should have some very good things happening, because Leo had major promise of wonderful things to happen from last year. But our time-space continuum vibrates slowly. It takes a little while. And there should be some very big things for you.
All right, Craig. Thank you very much.
Okay,
Now we know how Craig spends his day off. But it was worthwhile. You learned a few things, right? By the way, when you say, the Leos are going to have this, Virgos are going to have that,
Right.
for the most part, is that true in general of these signs for people who are watching the program?
Yes, in general. Now, everybody has an individual energy. They have an individual opportunities in their charts. So it will show up different for people. And some people also tend to take the more negative or the self-destruct route, while as others look for the optimistic and the hopeful route. Depends on your basic nature. We have to take all of that into consideration.
Some people are just naturally optimists. Some people are naturally pessimists.
Right, and you can see, we can see that somewhat in the chart as to whether someone will try to keep up their hope. If you give up your hope, boy, you can just sit around and nothing can happen. There would be easier times sitting around and nothing happening than others, but it depends on your basic nature,
Okay.
and an astrologer tries to see all those
No.
things.
I did not forget about the telephones. I know Cindy's out there. She wants to talk to us. Cindy, hold there for about 2 minutes. We'll get to you. We'll get back to the audience, and of course to Gwen Pippin, who is a psychic, a tarot card reader, an astrologer par excellence. I'm Warren Freiberg. We'll be right back. We have the most cooperative audience in the world. When I was getting a signal from the cameraman, this young lady in back of you was, she would tug my coat. I thought it was my mother.
My sister.
That's your sister? And she tugged my coat, and she said, that nice man wants to talk to you. And I looked over, and yes, he did. But what's your name?
My name is Helen.
Helen?
And I'm an Aquarian. And what do you see for me?
When is your birthday?
February 7th,
Okay, you're...
1920.
All right, let's take a peek. Aquarians do have some interesting energies
Do you have a
around
specific
them.
question you want to know about?
Yes, I have intentions of selling my home. Those are my intentions. Should I?
Right now...
No, it would be later in the month. I
would say I get like 8 weeks before you're really going to be able to make any kind of decisions. I see some wonderful things happening for you in your career. Are you working right now? Are
No,
you a
I'm
public person? Someone in your house is working in your family?
No, but I do have a daughter.
Okay.
And she's a Virgo.
There's very strong opportunities here money-wise, and it looks like it's going to preempt a lot of plans. You want to wait because in about 8 weeks there are many, many changes happening. So I would sense, and especially the Virgo energy very strong here, wait a while on that. You may want to wait for a bit to make that decision. Summertime, if you want to make that move, could happen for you then, but there's so many nice things in your vibrations here happening, so many opportunities for productive events, productive futures, that looks like it's going to be somewhat put down for a little while. You'll wait a bit on that. The people around you are going to go very well. Things are going to go smoothly, especially in a time where people have been be more honest with you.
When we had that break, Helen wanted to know, what do you want to know about what she has?
Your crystal, is that an amethyst?
Yeah.
Shall I pull
Gwen,
that
can you-
out?
can you
Which
hold
one
that
do
up
you
for
want me
them?
to pull?
Yeah.
This
That's
one?
beautiful, isn't it?
Yes, it
Can you
is.
see this one? How are we doing? This is a Terminator. This is the tip off of a huge plate. I'm not sure if we're close up yet, but amethyst is a very important. There we go. Amethyst is a very, very important stone. It's the heal-all, cure-all. It absorbs negative vibrations, and you keep this near you. And especially if you have anyone having a problem with alcoholism or drugs or any kind of negative vibe, this absorbs the vibes so they don't come to you. And these are the kind you have to clear off and put it under running water.
Will it
and
help?
solve.
Will it help cure the person who's got the problem?
You bet. You bet. Have someone wear amethyst. Put them in their pocket or in their purse. They don't even have to know it's there. It's very important, though, that once the alcoholic gets past the situation where they're drawn into into alcohol and they're more sober, take it away because they can go into hallucination. You don't want them to go further on into their mystical place yet. Alcoholics have to be ready before they go into their mystical land.
Well,
they
I'm
spend
not-
a lot of time in one,
I'm not an alcoholic.
There's some, you're right. But this will help you with...
Wait, but I'm wearing amethyst.
You
And
are.
of course it's my birthstone.
Very
Yeah.
good. Well, amethyst is also associated with Pisces.
Oh, is it? That I
yes,
didn't know.
it's
I
very
felt so good around Helen. That must be the reason.
Yes, yes. It's very good to keep you receptive and open to all of the possibilities and the vibrations into the higher mind. That's what that's really
Oh,
for.
I don't have a problem with anything.
Okay.
Then the amethyst is working, isn't it?
All right, Helen, you're a sweetheart, and thank you. We got Cindy. Cindy, we almost lost Cindy. Oh, Cindy's on the telephone. You want to talk to
Yes,
Gwen, Cindy?
Cindy.
We didn't forget you. Good morning. Good afternoon.
Yes, I'd like to know about my finance and romance situation.
Okay, and what's your sign?
Leo?
Leo, okay. Let's take a peek. That certainly sounds like a
money
Leo
and
talking.
romance.
Money and romance. That's certainly a very Leo trade. Okay, well, you're going to start feeling a little better in the emotional department. There should be some good news coming. Well, actually, you're not going to have such bad luck in either department. There's money here for you, and there is a partner, a strong partner, as in a friendship. It may not be sweeping, huge romance, but certainly it's going to be very, very satisfying and someone that you come home to every day and you're very comfortable with. I also see a move in your near future, not too far away. It feels like, September-ish, October-ish, where a move will be happening. And so watch for that. 8 weeks for all of this to break for you. If you feel a little stuck behind, I should say, and can't moving forward, not even 8 weeks, it'll be less than that, like about April 20th or so. And you're going to have some real decent little things happening for you this year. Not the big stuff that you're going to write home, but very nice. Money good and love. Let's say on a scale of 1 to 10, put it about 7.5. But that's not bad. That's for you this year, up till about after your birthday. And get ready, there's a big move coming somewhere around
Okay,
there.
Cindy. Things are going to change. Thank you very much, Cindy. Now, I'm going to go back to the audience, and you are so eager, and you said, oh, yeah, you said, I want to come here, and here you are. What's your name?
Well, I didn't know it was going to be a television show.
Oh, you didn't know it was a TV
Oh, I
program?
thought it was radio.
Oh, radio. Oh, I thought she told you it was a pool hall. No, it wasn't. No, this is TV. Do you know how many people out there?
No.
Well, I know Annie's watching. There must be a few people. Yeah, well, okay. There are. What's your name?
My name is B. Fisher, and I'm a Virgo.
Oh, good. When is your birthday? Your day?
September 12th.
12th. Okay. Virgo, again, remember, having a very good year. Are you working right now?
No.
Do you work? There's something around you as an opportunity for some kind of money. Would you consider working again if something showed up very interesting?
No, I'm on a disability.
Okay, now I just want to say that there's a vibration around you where you could do something of a short nature, of a part-time nature, where it's not a lot of work, it's something new that you would do, and it could bring you money. You will have an opportunity
Crocheting.
come up. Pardon?
Crocheting.
Crocheting. Oh,
Well,
crocheting.
something along that nature, perhaps, but there might be even something else. And that's going to break for you in about 4 weeks, because all of the little clusters I've pulled
Where do you
out
see
talk
that?
about work.
Show her a card. Show us a card.
Okay, look, see this little card right here? This is the card that talks of the apprentice, someone who's working at something that's new. And it
novice,
does bring money in there. It's not necessarily, it doesn't necessarily mean a full-time job. It can be something simple, but something new that you haven't done before. You may find that you'll have the energy for you. This card also, in this particular position, talks about work, like right back to
Really?
work. Uh-huh.
Will my daughter, can I ask you a question about my daughter?
Sure.
Which she is the problem they're having with their home. Will she hear about this soon?
It's not, is it something that needs to be repaired, some work that needs to
No,
be
it's,
done?
in the mother's will.
Oh.
And the mother's will, so it's financial.
There's some very good news coming up in the next few days, but it's not going to be the big sum that they want. And in fact, there's going to be a couple of aspects that are very, very nice, but it's not a big thing. There are 2 things here that's going to be real important. He looks favored. He looks highly favored, but it's not the biggie. It's just not the biggie. There's a couple of nice things. I don't know how to say this. But
Is it going to go in their favor?
I would say they're going to be satisfied. I don't know if they're going to want to over-favored over everybody else, but he is definitely looking very good here. He looks good.
Okay.
And there's some couple of good things there.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Now, Gwen, something that you did not know about, and I will tell you, I don't think anybody in this audience is aware of the anniversary that is going to occur this weekend for the entire Midwest. And this is not an anniversary, perhaps, that we're looking forward to. And the question is, I'll tell you what the anniversary is in a second, but the question is there any chance of a repetition this weekend of what happened 100 years ago this weekend? You have any idea what it was 100 years ago?
I can't wait to find out.
Oh, that was a long time ago. But believe me, you're not going to like what you're going to hear, and we'll do that straight ahead. Gwen Pippin, Warren Freiberg. We'll be right back in Annie Rose's program after this. Look at them out there. They're all at Twitter about this, right? All right, you want to know what happened 100 years ago this weekend? Any guess? Somebody said the Chicago Fire. No, it wasn't the Chicago Fire. Even worse in terms of calamity. 100 years ago this weekend, they had the worst. Chicago had, of course, Northwest Indiana. No. The greatest snowstorm in the history of the United States 100 years ago. The snow started on a Friday and didn't stop until Tuesday of the next week.
Wow.
In New York City, now imagine this, in New York City, which of course then was still the largest city in the country, they had snow up to the 6th floor of buildings. Now at that time, a 10-story building was a big building 100 years ago. they had snow up to the 6th floor. They had drifts of 20 feet in areas in the Midwest, in Chicago. And that was 100 years ago. It knocked out all telephone and telegraph communication. The entire United States of America was shut down. That was exactly 100 years ago.
Wow.
Gwen, this weekend.
Yeah, this weekend.
No,
You wanna know,
I
huh?
know you're an astrologer. You believe in the
Yeah.
repetition, the patterns. Yeah.
Right. There are certain cycles. Now, the planets will be a
Wait, you
little...
want me to really horrify everybody?
Yes, let's hear it.
I mean, this is
Can't
really
wait.
horrifying. Up till now, you're saying, ho, 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 that's funny. Okay.
Can't wait. Let's hear it.
All right. Do you know, 100 years ago when this happened, they had 4 days previous to that of the mildest weather that you could imagine. They had 4 days of temperatures in the 50s and 60s. And everybody, the whole country said, well, winter's over, early spring. And then the snow came down and simply did not stop. Now, of course, the question is obvious. You're either on a Tuesday afternoon or the rebroadcast on a Friday night. Should we batten down the hatches this Friday night?
Well, I would say no, not yet. What I'm getting and what I've read is that, of course, we had a lot of planets just shift into the sign of Capricorn, which is the Earth sign. Capricorn is very strong, represents rock and solid, and we have all that energy there. But what I have read is that in April, we're going to have a lot of flooding. So we're going to have some kind of a meltdown situation. I don't feel like it's going to be huge snowstorms like a big dump. But the water situation is supposedly going to be very, very strong in April, may delay planting. We may have some situations there. So that's more of what I understand.
You don't feel this weekend is going to be a major
I
snowstorm?
think we'll be okay.
But that's kind of worry you a little bit, doesn't it? 100 years
up.
ago, and the same type conditions, such mild weather, and all of a sudden we're upon a period where you could have that.
The planet actually has some very beneficial vibrations right now as far as the way the planets are aligned. The Earth is in a good position at the moment.
Now, Gwen, are you going to be at the psychic fair along with your mom and dad?
Yes, I am going to be there along with Bill Monroe. He'll be there
Right,
also.
astrologer Bill Monroe.
So I will be there both days, yes.
All right, let's tell them the days again.
That's Saturday and Sunday, the 19th and 20th of March at the Days Inn in Hammond, and it's from 10 to 7. And we'll have a group of very fine psychics, as well as the bookstore. We'll have books and New Age stones and crystals and a little bit of jewelry, and guest psychics from other parts of the country. So this is a very exciting grouping, and I would
by the
suggest
way,
popping.
Gwen has inherited her talent, honestly, because her mom is Marlena the Rock Lady, and she is very famous in psychic circles, and she can tell you all about rocks, and I think some of the readings you do must be inherited from mom, right?
Absolutely. She's one of the best as far as understanding all of the stones, not just crystals. Crystals are very popular now, but she knows all of the families, has one of the best lectures I've heard. I like to listen to it every time. It's a wonderful lecture. She understands very much from the inside.
And Gwen will be on our morning radio program on April 14th.
Yes.
8:30 in the morning on WJoy at 104 on the FM dial in Indiana, at 102.3 in Illinois, and WTS, the two-station Freedom Network. We have Marcia, who's on the telephone. If she doesn't get on to talk to Gwen, she's going to burst. And I wouldn't want that to occur. Marcia, how are you?
Hello.
Hello, Marcia.
What's your question, Marcia?
I would like to know what's going to be happening for us financially.
And your birthday or sign?
Aries.
Aries. Okay, let's take a peek for you. Aries are going to have some interesting. Aries, you're going to go through some real big changes this year, and it looks family-oriented. It may start with the heart. You may find that there are going to be some changes. You're going to be shedding some old skins and bringing on some new things. There may be a little bit of a pain involved, but usually that happens when we grow. Your physical energy will be tested a little bit this year, but it doesn't look too serious. It looks like you're going to grab it by the horns and deal with it yourself. Big changes happening for you. And you will also have change in the situation, your public situation, if you're not working. I feel that you will be. And the next few months may be just a little bit bumpy somewhat. And then after September, I see a major amount of relief, and not only that, a special gift for you, something especially in the career.
Okay, Marcia, things are going to be better. I've got to ask you about this, because you said, what was I attracted to before? My eyes started looking at this, and I kept thinking, I've got to ask you about this. I don't know why, but I've got to ask you about this before we go off the air.
Okay.
Why am I attracted to that, and what does it mean?
That particular stone is a Botswana agate. It deals with the nervous system, and it helps calm your nerves, and especially someone like you when you're dealing with a lot of vibes around you, the airways. In fact, if you'd like, I'd like to give that to you. Keep that in your pocket so you can keep a nice calm. Your nervous system stays calm on the air.
Anybody who has this stone will be calmer because they have it.
Especially if you have to quit smoking, play with it. This is the kind of thing that helps with the nervous system. And with you, you've got a lot of vibes bombarding you all the time from the equipment, from radio waves and television waves. That will help you, and I'd like to give that to you.
Well, you're very sweet with that, Gwen. Now, what is that called again?
Botswana agate. It
Right,
helps
and that is
calm the
true for
nerves.
anybody then, right?
For anybody, especially if you're quitting smoking, it's wonderful for that, yes.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Now,
Yes.
Gwen, if they want to get a hold of you personally, can they do that?
They certainly can. You can contact me through the psychic hotline. That's area code 312-885-1177. Area code 312-885-1177. That's the psychic hotline, and you can reach me through that number.
Gwen, it has been a delight.
Absolutely.
You are a fantastic
So
guest,
nice.
as always.
Thank you.
I'm sure by next time, Annie will be back.
Yes.
All right, and you'll be on my radio program.
I can't
Mark
wait.
that down in your calendar.
Yeah.
April 14th. Looking forward to 8:30 in the morning on WJOY Radio and WTAS. And Gwen, thank you again
Thank
very
you,
much.
too.
And thank you for being a very good audience today. I much appreciate that. I'm Warren Freiberg. Annie, get well. Come back here next week. We all want to see you. Bye-bye, everybody.